Hi, this is me picking up my camera in my garden while I wander around with a little cup of tea. My name is Chrissy and I'm an Aussie mum of 7. My husband Mike and I moved here from Australia to America in East Texas, to be exact, about 2 years ago, to be with his family. And I'm telling you all this because there's a lot of new viewers here. So if you are new here, welcome. If you have been here a while, welcome back. Because we have so many new people here, I thought I would give a brief intro. You can go back and watch some of my older videos, of course, to get the full scoop and all the story of how we got here. But we have been here on this little piece of land for about 2 years. No, we've been in America 2 years. We have not been on this land yet for 2 years. It will be 2 years in September. So a few months to go before we get to the 2-year mark for being here on this property. And we are just a regular family looking to grow our own food and reclaim some of the traditional skills that our grandparents had that somewhere along the way in modernity got lost. Or at least buried, and we had to go hunting for them. So by way of introduction, so far what we have been able to do here is establish a few gardens, grow some of our food. At the moment, we have got a new set of row gardens out here. Redone some of the gardens here in the backyard. We have a little milk cow named Matilda, who we all love dearly, and who is giving us a good amount of milk for our family, but not producing a whole heap, because we probably need to look at drying her off and getting her bred and giving her a break. But at the moment we're still milking twice a day. We have, I don't know how many chickens and ducks. We call them chooks. That's what we do in Australia, they're chooks. Chickens in Australia would be referring to chicks, I guess, baby chickens, baby chooks. And we have some of those too. And I'll actually introduce you to some new ones. I think we have 9 Muscovy ducks right now. We have a few projects going on, so there's a lot of bits of building material laying around. So we have the chickens, the ducks, and some new baby chicks, and our milk cow and our gardens. And that's about as much as we've been able to do in the time we've been here. Say hello, Chucky Lookies. Hello, Chucky Lookies. So the other day, it was about 9:30 at night. It had been a big day, and I had just wrapped up went out to lock the chickens up, and that's what, Mike had been working really hard all day. He'd come home from work and started working here on the farm and hadn't had a shower or anything. He was outside still. It was late, and I thought, I'll go out and pick him I'll pick some mint, and I'll make this iced mint tea that I've been learning and making that is absolutely delicious. Anyway, so I was out in the garden with the torch on my phone because it was so dark. Torch means flashlight on my phone. And so I was doing that, and I was thinking, I'm going to go inside and sit down. Like, it's been a long day. I think I can just about sit down. And Mike had to duck into town to get some parts for something he was fixing. And he came out the back door and called out to me, and he said, I need your help. And I said, okay. And I walked over there, and he's standing there holding 3 boxes from Tractor Supply, which as soon as you see these boxes, you know what that means. I'm like, what are you doing with baby chicks? It's 9:30 at night. We were not planning this. What is going on? He's like, they were 50 cents each. It was too good of a deal. So I'm like, okay. So out to the brooder I went. And let me introduce you. So he did this one other time this year earlier on when, and I think I mentioned it to you guys, and again it was 50 cents. These were selling for like $6 or $8 each, and I guess they had some that hadn't sold and they were trying to get rid of them. And it really is a bit of an answer to prayer, because, hey little ones, we wanted to restock. We wanted to restock our, excuse my messy workshop. We wanted to restock our poultry, our laying flock, because some of those hens are approaching 2 years, because we bought them before, they are 2 years old actually, because we bought them before we moved on to this property. We had them in a rental property and then moved them here. So once they reach about 2 years, you need to start looking at replenishing and replacing some of the flock, because they will start to slack off a bit in their laying. And then when it came down to it, we're like, oh, it's just not in the budget. We can't do it right now. So we didn't do it until now, when they were super on sale at Tractor Supply. Okay. So these guys, the new ones that we got are these with they're sort of black with some white. And apparently they're blue Plymouth tint chickens, which I had never even heard of. But they were the ones that they're supposed to be very good egg producers, and they were only 50 cents each. And then we also have in here these different colored ones over here that our chicken hatched. One of our chooks hatched them out. I think she hatched 6. And then there's another batch of 8. You can see that are slightly bigger. And they're sort of a black color. And they were the initial batch that, that Mike came home with last time from Tractor Supply. So all in all, we have ended up with basically being able to replenish our flock of poultry laying hens just through this really good sale, just the Lord's provision, I would say, and his timing. Don't you go getting any ideas. Don't you go flying out of there. So we have used just this lawn clippings. We raked up the lawn clippings from the mower to put on the bottom here as a bedding for them, so that we don't have to buy bedding. Okay, another little update for you. A while ago, I was talking about how this used to be a raised bed like this. Last year, it was sort of half of that length, but just ran down here and grew beautiful food. We built it last year as a hugelkultur raised bed out of just repurposed materials that we found laying around the farm. So it was layered down the bottom with a lot of logs. Okay, so we have this raised bed here, and then over here, the rest of the backyard, and this sort of comes in here to the mudroom. And I wanted to clear this space because although initially it worked really well last year, I really miss having a clothesline, and this was sort of the best spot that we could come up with that would work for a clothesline. But to do that, we need to move all of this. My teenage son started deconstructing it and pulling all the sides off, and I was going to just put the materials over on that fence line on the other side where I planned to put ginger and turmeric, but I did not realize, well, I just forgot. I forgot how big the logs were that we used, and it's a bigger project than I realized to move all this. And they're really too big to go on the other side of that fence. I was sort of, when I had that idea, I was picturing them being, you know, kind of this size, but like there's some pretty big logs in here.
What kind of clothesline is it going to be? Is it going to be like one of those ones that spins around?
A Hills hoist?
Yeah, I just remember.
I know, a Hills hoist. You remember swinging on them?
What's it called?
Yes. A Hills hoist is a very iconic Australian clothesline. I don't know that we'll have a Hills hoist. Number one, I don't think we can get them here, but also I'm thinking like a pole concreted in this end and that end with a few lines in between. I'm not sure. There's different ways we could do it.
The only thing I don't like about clotheslines is every time it rains, you have to run out and get it.
Run and get the clothes.
But other than that, it's nice.
Yeah, there's nothing like having your clothes airing in the sun. So what I've decided at this point, and I am open to suggestions, if you have some other ideas, that would let me know. But at this point, what I'm thinking, because there is still quite a lot of big logs in here, I will get the cart or something and load it up. It'll take quite a lot of loads. And I may just utilize one of the compost bays and just pile it up. It'll fully fill the compost bays. And then maybe even just leave it there, put a bit of compost on the top out of the chicken yard, and plant in it. And just let it be a garden bed there and grow, I don't know, pumpkins or sweet potatoes or whatever, like grow something in the top of it that it can just continue to rot down over time. And then eventually it will be usable as compost, but it will take quite a long time. And in the meantime, I can use it as a very raised bed. That's what I'm thinking.
It's a very raised bed.
Mm-hmm. Nice little harvest. Starting to get, I was a bit late getting things in the garden, but I'm just starting to get to be able to pick some things. I mean, we've had, you know, early spring things like radishes, and the kale is sort of coming to an end. The lettuce has been at an end for a while. So here on our channel, I love the garden. The garden's kind of like a passion project for me. I just love gardening. So we do a fair bit of that, but also just all the things. Sometimes we're in the kitchen baking. I love providing my family with nourishing, good, yummy, home-cooked meals. So we do that. And then there's the animal husbandry. The milk cows. Last year we did meat chickens. We haven't done them this year at this stage. We hope to do them again when we can. And the laying hens, and just slowly, one step at a time, as time, budget and experience allows, we are slowly growing our little homestead here. It is really important to us to not only grow good food and nourish our bodies, but also to take time to lead a really simple life and intentionally nurture and nourish the hearts and souls of our children as well. We're growing people, young people that we want to be able to flourish in every area of their life, not just their physical health. So as much as we love the homesteading life, and I think it is one of the most beautiful and really rooted ways to live, I think it's one of the most humane ways to live and the healthiest ways to live, but it serves us, we don't serve it. So when there are times that we need to take a break or a pause and say, no, the family needs XYZ right now, then we're going to do that and prioritize the hearts and minds and souls of our small people and ourselves too, because you know, we're people too. Mums and dads are people too. So we are trying to just do as best we can. I mean, you know, just regular people sharing our little life as we walk along and learn and grow together. So it's a simple kind of a video today. A welcome to all the new people, a couple of little updates. And yes, I will be back here again tomorrow. I have been, if you've been here, you know this, but if you are new, I have been working on a challenge I set for myself to do to film 100 days of homesteading. We're in the 70s somewhere at this point, so we're kind of on the home stretch, it feels like, but it has been very challenging, but really rewarding and very fun. So I'm glad I did it, even though it has been kind of tough at times and stretched me in ways that I did not realize it would. But I do want to just take the time to say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I know that your time is precious and I don't take it for granted, and I really appreciate each and every one of you. And I hope to see you again really soon. Sunshine and raindrops, friends. Until next time.